This is ESPN on ABC.
The Western Conference Finals shifts to Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes and legendary purple rain. But tonight, the Wolves, they do not need a thunderstorm. They need a win. Teams that go down 0-3, they have never come back, as this Wolfpack knows all too well from a year ago. Ant had a bounce-back game on Thursday. He scored 32 points, but it was not enough. Can he do it again in front of one of the best home crowds in the league? They are going to need to find an answer, surely, for the league MVP, who's averaging almost 35 points in the series and barely breaking a sweat. Backs against the wall for the Wolves. We're counting it down on ABC.
My emotions were like so high that I was like tired of it, especially the start. I was like a little too juiced up.
5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go.
SGA unstoppable.
I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your
He came ready to play.
We got to keep going.
You're a rock.
Very extremely physical.
You're a tough guy.
We got to meet their aggression.
Touchy feely.
Just wanted to foul him.
What a turnaround here for Minnesota.
We're gonna go home and fight for Game 3.
I'm here. Take me there.
3, 2, where the ones go.
Gorgeous move from Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, we got to do a better job on hand.
The only way they can stay in the game is stay on the line.
Bro, favorite love slow.
We got to bring the fight early if we want to give ourselves a chance.
I come out the scuffle without a scuffle.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Chime.
We are live from the Target Center where the Wolves have a target on their back. Can they howl back in this all-important Game 3? Welcome to NBA Countdown alongside the legendary Stephen A. Smith, who's getting his groove on, NBA champion Kendrick Perkins, the architect of the Warriors dynasty, Bob Myers, champion coach Michael Malone. I'm Malika Andrews. Gentlemen, we know the importance of this game here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It feels like, Coach, if they are going to do it, they need to contain Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What has he done so well?
Well, he's dominated the series, the MVP, 35 points per game, and he
Just
leads
about
the
tip off. It's time to send it over to Mike Breen and crew.
Yeah. All right, Malika, Timberwolves glad to be in this friendly and soon-to-be loud arena that they call home as the series has shifted here for Games 3 and 4. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves with a rough road trip to Oklahoma City, dropping the first 2 games of this series. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with another playoff jewel in Game 2 Thursday night, looking to take a commanding lead now in the Western Conference Finals. And good evening, everyone. Along with Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke, Mike Breen on hand, Lisa Sultan's with us as well. Welcome to Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. One of the most famous lines in movie history is, there's no place like home, and the Timberwolves certainly feeling that tonight after a really rough time they had in the first 2 games on the road. Clearly, Doris, they're in desperation mode, and they're playing against a great basketball team, emphasis on team with OKC. So tonight, Anthony Edwards and his teammates all have to come through.
Mike, depth has been a real strength of this group, and their role players have a friendlier environment. But let's be real, Anthony Edwards, more will be required from him tonight. He took a massive step forward offensively, but the added responsibility, I expect him to absorb Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the defensive end. And if you're Julius Randle, you've been a driving force to this exact moment. So you've got to shake off what was the worst playoff performance in this particular run. The difference for him in this series is he is usually the guy imposing his will physically and playing bully ball, not against Oklahoma City. So against all this physicality and sometimes missed shots, he has got to stay composed, Mike.
And with more on Randle, let's check in for the first time with Lisa Salters. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Mike. Well, Julius Randle said having a bounce-back game tonight isn't about him scoring 40. He said it's about him doing whatever he can, whatever that looks like, to help the team get a win. Since the first half of Game 1, when he scored 20 points, Randle has had just 14 points combined in the last 6 quarters. He said he was not happy about being benched in Game 2, but said he understands why it happened. He said he and Chris Finch have talked about it, that he trusts his coach 100%, and that he's moved on. Randle said he thought he did too much spectating in Game 2 and plans to be more aggressive tonight, even without the ball. Screening, running the floor, cutting. He said he has to be more on the move.
Mike.
All right, Lisa. Meanwhile, for OKC, another dominant performance in Game 2. Another MVP performance from, well, the MVP. But it was also another chance to watch their other All-Star. Jalen Williams is showing everyone he is special.
Mike, Jalen Williams is introducing himself to America. The basketball community already knows that he is one of the most dominant, versatile players in this entire league. He made his first all-defensive team, and it's because of plays like this. He has his hands in the passing lane. He made his first All-Star game this year because he has the ability to score off the dribble and do so many things. He also made his first all-defensive team, or excuse me, all-NBA team this year because he has been absolutely balling. If you want to stop the OKC Thunder, 6 points in Game 6, 23 over the next. I repeat, if you want to stop Jalen Williams, that's going to be the key for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Excuse me.
Meanwhile, no team has ever recovered after going down 0-3. Timberwolves know that. They also know a win tonight, and they're right back in the series. Game 3 next.
The NBA Western Conference Finals are presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. In part by Burger King and BK, have it your way. You rule. And Google, proud sponsor of the NBA. This presentation of the NBA playoffs will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Just too strong. Unstoppable.
The Honda W1 for the win, for the win.
When you win games and you do it together and you have fun out there, everything else, all the individual stuff you want, it comes with it.
The league is in wonderful hands when he's one of the stars leading the way.
You will get what you asked for.
All season long, got into a habit and focusing on the next game and worrying about what's in front of us.
Put a few hundred up, let them go, let them go. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Led by two of the brightest young stars in the game.
Most together team and the most mature team is a team that wins around this time. It's not about who get 30 points. It's about coming together as a team. One thing I never lack is confidence.
For the win, for the win. Hey now, say now.
And here we go again. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, as the Western Conference Finals is presented by AT&T. And a sold-out Target Center on a gorgeous day in Minneapolis. And they've waited for their team to come home. It's a veteran squad, but they've got a work cut out for them against SGA, who's mic'd up for us tonight.
Yo, what's up? Congratulations. Thank you. See you, buddy. Appreciate it. How you? Focus now. Don't let the limelight get to you. Just keep the main thing. Don't get too comfortable. Because they'll love you, then they'll turn on you. Don't forget it.
Calm, cool, and collected. As tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Popeyes. So OKC back on the road where they have excelled all season long. This great starting five and, of course, excellent depth for them as well. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, a veteran squad. They've had a lot of big playoff games over the past couple of years, and you expect a big-time response from this starting five. It's always so much fun to watch the response, especially when you change venues. Will OKC look to just step on the gas again? Will they let up a little bit? Will Minnesota come back with a fierce response? This is the fun part of the series, Richard.
This is the one Game 7 that's not a Game 7. Minnesota knows if they lose this game, that no team comes back. Oklahoma City knows if they can go up 3-0, no team has ever come back. So both teams are literally playing for their lives in this game.
It's not a must-win. Only real must-win is when facing elimination, but it's pretty darn close. And Doris, this Minnesota team, we've seen them the last couple of years. There are some nights where you wonder how good they can be, and they usually bounce back in a big way.
They have been one of the most physically tough, excellent defensive teams that wear their opponents down. They are now aware that it's not a possibility in this series, that they've got to go round for round. So quarter by quarter, it would go a long way if they're up 10 to end the first.
Minnesota 4-1 in the playoffs. They score about 9 points per game more at home. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City averages 16 points per game less